Wait a minute, so another Diddy accuser has changed their story involving Jay-Z and Beyonce? Apparently, it was the freakiest party of them all, Mohawk Diddy involved, and yes, this is a woman that they're eating fruit off of. Now, the reason I said this freak-off party was one of the freakiest one of them all because there was actually a man claiming that Diddy made him dress up like a pee-pee and paraded him around the party and made a fool out of him. But as if dressing up as a ping ain't crazy enough, this guy said that Jay-Z and Beyonce was there, and that's when it got even weirder. See, the guy says when he was paraded with the pee-pee uniform on past Beyonce, she said, "Why is this half-naked white man standing right in front of me?" That's when the goons told Beyonce that Diddy was teaching him a lesson about snitching. I know this makes no sense, but it got crazier than this. And that brings us to why people are thinking that Jay-Z may have did some extra intimidation. This is Tony Busby. Now, Tony Busby and Jay-Z, y'all already know they've been having their battle of other lawsuits that have been dismissed, but why they were dismissed is what got people concerned. See, Tony Busby said there were private investigators which were proven that was sent to his client, a Jane Doe, who was supposed to be nameless. But somehow Jay-Z figured out who that person was, allegedly, and sent private investigators to her house, and they harassed her, and she changed her story. Which, just like this case, eliminated Jay-Z and left Mohawk Diddy to fight the case by himself. But anyway, what is Jay-Z saying about it? This is his alibi. Tidal. And Tidal, if you remember, was the streaming platform that Jay-Z purchased some time ago. Now, it said that he was at an event for that at the same time this was supposed to happen. And who is this? Jay-Z's attorney, Spiro. And when we asked Spiro about how did this happen, he just say the accuser was warned. So now Jay-Z and Beyonce are 2 for 2. The first, Diddy and Jay-Z accuser said that they were young and something happened at the VMA Awards back in 2000 and Jay-Z did something bad to her. Then the story changed. Now we got one of the freakiest one of them all where stuff like this were going on and Mohawk Diddy was involved. And yet again, a mysterious retraction. It's either witnesses lying or intimidation, and I don't like it. What if I told you? We officially got 2 celebrities shaking in their boots, and it's all because of the Diddy has put his first official threat out there. See, these 2 fear the worst is yet to come. And who are these 2? Well, first, Ashton Kutcher, you might know him from Punk, and Mila Kunis. Now, I know this is not Mila Kunis, but this is Meg from Family Guy, and Mila Kunis does her voice. But a lot of y'all might know both of them from that 70s show, which they had their own controversy going on here that a lot of people spoke on, but we'll get to that. So what had happened was Diddy put out the word that he is throwing anybody in the celebrity world under the bus because they wasn't there for him. Now, if you recall, not too long ago, Diddy had a call with this man, Kanye, and didn't know he was being recorded and told Kanye, "You were the only one who stuck by me and reached out to my kids." So it all makes sense now that an inside source with Diddy is saying he knows exactly who turned on him and Diddy has a score to settle with them. And that's where Ashton Kutcher enters the chat. See, it's no secret about Ashton and Diddy's closeness, even out of Ashton's own mouth. As a matter of fact, this is a now famous interview where Ashton was asked about a Diddy party. Ashton said he'd been to Diddy parties, but he couldn't tell what happened, and it was weird, and he can't reveal, basically saying shady stuff went on. But it's his own stuff that a lot of people are saying questionable. This is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher on the set of That 70s Show. Now, when Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher met on the set of That 70s Show, Mila was 14, Ashton was 20, and it had a controversial scene. And in that scene, a kiss happened, and a lot of people are looking back like, hold up. And ever since Diddy's arrest, Ashton has been double talking. See, when Diddy was first arrested, even Ashton said he believed he would be subpoenaed. That's how much of the inner circle he was in, right? But now he's trying to lie and say that Diddy always lied to him, he's feeling betrayed. But then you see pictures like this, it don't look like you were being lied to, Ashton. Look like you were enjoying it. And see, everybody knows that Ashton Kutcher is in Diddy's inner circle. They are gonna wanna know what he knows, but in turn, Diddy in his own words says he has scores to settle, so you know Diddy is gonna tell everything he knows about Ashton. So as we approach May 12th and Diddy's trial date, will Ashton's statement saying, Ashton denies all knowledge of a Mohawk freak-off Diddy party. Will his statements come back to bite him? What if I told you and I don't like it? Have you ever been left alone with a Diddy? Well, what if I told you it was all good until this one night on Diddy's yacht? And now Cuba Gooding Jr. is sweating bullets because of what this guy is saying Cuba did to him when they were left alone. Let me explain. Everybody meet Lil Rod Jones, main producer on Diddy's Love album. Sidebar, Lil Rod grew up in the church and was doing music in church before he got with Diddy, just for context. But now Lil Rod is suing Diddy and others for millions because of what happened. See, Lil Rod was promised fortune and fame for hard work, and instead he got something way more creepy. See, that night on the yacht, out in the Virgin Islands, Diddy said, hey, Lil Rod, I got somebody I want you to meet. Cuba Gooding Jr., Mr. Jerry Maguire himself. After introducing him, Diddy leaves, and he appears probably to be looking from the distance, but now Lil Rod is left alone with Cuba Gooding Jr. Scary, I know. Now, Lil Rod said he felt like he was passed, like Diddy passed him in the studio, and they were talking. But then he said it got weird when Cuba put his arm around him. Next thing you know, he's fully in his face, doing all types of stuff. Lil Rod said, you want to talk about music? Cuba Gooding Jr. say, nothing. Lil Rod say, well, since he ain't talking about music, can you tell me about the movie industry? Cuba again, ain't saying nothing, just looking at him. Now, if you've been following the news, you know this story sounds similar to what Terrance Howard, when he said he was in there with Diddy, and it was weird vibes. Finally, Lil Rod was finally fed up, and he had to literally push Cuba Gooding off of him to get out of there. Lil Rod said Cuba Gooding Jr. was trying to grab him everywhere you ain't supposed to be grabbing people. And now Lil Rod is suing everybody involved, and Cuba Gooding Jr. is dodging the courts and on the run, and I don't like it.